What's happening, guys? Today is shop day. I mean, some of you have been looking forward to this one. I definitely have. Let's get into it. I invited some friends over for a bit of a shop day to do a mad scramble on the Roadster. The goal was to get it running, but we didn't quite make it that far. First of all, let me go ahead and introduce you to the guys that showed up. Really solid friends, and I really appreciate all of them a lot. This whole shop day thing was a really neat idea. I had a little bit of anguish over having to ask friends to come work on my stuff for free, but I got over that, and it was really cool to get a bunch of guys over and shoot the shit a little bit, have some beers, and work on the Roadster a little bit. We made some great progress. First thing I tackled was the gas tank. It's a early Model T gas tank, and it's just in great shape. It's something I've had. It had some rust inside. Now I did a leak test with this. I filled it with water a month or two ago and let it sit for a while, and it didn't leak at all. So I went ahead and cut a flap into it and got all the rust and dirt and debris out of it. Welded that flap back shut, and then I am welding on a neck. I'm going to have the fill neck be in the trunk with a regular gas cap. I know a lot of guys are doing those racing caps, having it fill from outside the car, but I really like this cleaner traditional look, having the gas tank in the trunk, fills in the trunk, but still having trunk space. So it's all the way up behind the seat, and it'll fit really neat. You'll see it at the end of the video, but it turned out real well. I got it all put together and feel really good about the welds and everything, so hopefully be all good.
I don't need that.
I don't think any of the grass fittings are stuck.
So is that your fuel tank over there?
Yeah.
Well, it even
It's
fit
a
into that?
Model T. Yeah, it fits right in the trunk. And I just welded a neck on it, and I just cut it open and took all the shit out of the inside, all the rust and stuff.
Would it hold 15 gallons or
I think
more?
it's 15. Yeah, it looked bigger than 10. But it's already, I filled it up with water about a month ago and just let it sit for a day, and it didn't leak at all. So.
Just go to Brooks and get that seal.
Did you turn it up where?
Sloshing compact. Yeah.
Did you turn it up there where you welded the neck in? Make sure it wasn't leaking out of there?
I just welded it in today.
Oh,
But I'll tell you what I did do.
What
I did a pass around the neck, and then I did about 3 more layers of weld on top of that and burned it in nice and hot. So I don't think it's gonna leak, and if it does, I'll just leave it a gallon light so it doesn't touch the top. So at this point, what we're doing is torquing down all the bolts, the intake bolts, torquing down. There was one head bolt that I had to pull for the dipstick tube, torquing that down, getting the fuel pump riser back on, getting that all set. So.
She goes, zoom. A little while later,
Now, when I first got this engine running on the channel, if you look really closely at that video, you'll see that the water pumps are not turning. They didn't spin, they were seized. I was able to get them to turn over very, very slowly if I used an oil filter wrench around the pulley. So what I did here, what I'm doing here is I pulled the water pumps, and sure enough, they had some mud and rust down in the bottom. They were seized up. Took a screwdriver to chisel all that crap out, sprayed some PB Blaster in, and they started spinning right away. Spinning like new. No grumbling, no bad sounds. I did dress them with some white lithium grease on the shafts, and what I'm doing right now is putting some silicone on them and putting them back on the car. You guys should all go check out Jason over at Country Boy Gas Garage. This is his Nova, and he has a great build series on his school bus. That's Jason right there with the
6-cylinder when I bought it, and then I put a 400 small block in it.
He's been here 3 times.
Back
Back to Oregon. He's won't come get it.
They changed it.
You know, Donnie Pope or anybody like that?
I did have a this thing's got
After the water pumps, the next thing I tackled was boxing the frame rail, which I, of course, had the camera die while I did it. You can see I set the motor back down after that. But while the motor was up in the air, I boxed that passenger side frame rail just like I did the driver's side. So it's all stout now. Don't judge my welds, though, if you ever see them.
And you'll have enough fuel in the line that they'll actually start it and drive a couple blocks away, and then it'll die. And then a lot of these will just bail out and leave it.
Yeah, because they're already drawing attention to themselves, so now they're like, oh no.
3/8 will carry around 400 horse.
Brakes.
Yeah.
They're working brakes.
That's copper. You gotta use copper for
This
brakes.
is NICAD.
What is that?
It's
Nickel copper.
Nickel copper.
It's actually superior now. That's what I rewired when I replumb my whole bus, and
So it's not just copper. That's why
it's
like
copper
silver
nickel.
down inside there.
It's copper nickel
Nickel
mix.
inside, copper
So
on the outside.
where it won't rust.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Is that
super.
for a brake line?
Yeah.
That's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys just, that's cool.
Well, you'll probably hear it. I got no exhaust, so you'll hear it running from your house probably.
A little ether in there.
Here in Springfield.
Really?
I don't know if they'll even need either. It popped right off before.
Oh yeah, if you got the point set and it gets sparked.
I mean, I had it running. I didn't have it
You
running.
tighten the plugs up?
I put new
Spark
plugs.
plug?
I put new plugs on it.
You tighten them. They're all loose.
No, I didn't snug them up yet. They need to be snugged up.
Did it? Yeah, they're still loose.
Yeah. I just hand threaded them in.
We're going.
Keep the mice from crawling in. Alrighty, see ya.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
So at this stage, what I'm doing is I'm getting ready to run some fuel line. I've got some 3/8 copper tubing, which I'm going to use for fuel. As you just heard us talking about, use copper for brakes. You can use NICAD, though, and NICAD is awesome. Bends real easy, a lot easier to work with than steel, and it also doesn't rust out like steel. But running this 3/8 copper tube from back where the gas tank's going to be, rigid mounting it, with some clamps, and then using flex hose from the tube up to the engine, and then same from the tube in the back up to the gas tank. You got to remember that cars shift, especially roadsters and open cars without as much support. And when that motor moves, it shifts. And when the body rolls, it shifts. And the frame even shifts a little bit. So you want to have some flex line anywhere you go from something rigid to something that moves. Otherwise, you're going to break lines. And when you're talking about fuel lines, especially fuel and brakes, you don't want to be breaking lines. Even if it's subtle movement, over time, those lines are going to wear and wear and wear, and then they'll break. And you'll either be going down a hill with no brakes, or you'll have gas spraying everywhere. So heed my warning if you haven't done this before and don't know better.
So either Dad's 53 I'm building them, or
Rocky, fellow with his back to us, has a 3031 Model A Roadster just like I do. I haven't started working on mine yet, but he's been working on his, and he decided that it was time to buy some Brookville stuff. So he went out and bought new quarters and new doors,
Fuel tanks.
and his junky old Henry Ford built Model A parts he brought out to me, which was really neat. So I'll actually be sticking together an extra Model A Roadster, which I'll probably be selling off, but I think I have enough parts to build the whole car, so that's really neat. And I'll probably have to do a little metal fab for Rocky to earn those parts. But anyway, I really appreciated having everybody come out. I got some great friends. Jason's awesome. He's helped me with my channel a bunch, and we kind of do some back and forth help for each other. Michael, it was great to have him out. He and I have been buddies that sit up late nights, probably 1, 2 in the morning a lot, talking about traditional hot rods. This is Jason's channel, Country Boy Gas Garage. He's got some cool stuff. Here's those parts Rocky brought. But yeah, John, Frank for some help and some stories and comic relief. It was really great. It was a lot of fun. We had some beers and we had a good time. And I hope we all get together again soon and do it again.
We made some great progress today. We got our fuel neck welded on, and we got our tank cut open and emptied out. We plumbed our fuel line from the tank all the way up to our fuel pump and into our carburetor. We ran our battery cable from the trunk up to our starter solenoid. We lifted the motor up and we boxed the frame right here. Definitely needed to be done. We pulled the water pumps, cleaned them out, lubed them up so they turn real nice. They sound good. We'll see if they leak. Hopefully they don't. So we'll find out. Let's see. We didn't quite make it as far as I wanted to. I was kind of hoping that we would get all the brakes plumbed in and everything and maybe get it fired up. So that'll leave us stuff to do on the next video. Next video I'm going to be doing, I'll be showing you guys how to install a flat pane safety glass windshield into your windshield frame on your Roadster or whatever car you got. Pretty easy process. I think you guys will enjoy it. But appreciate you guys watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Later.